Have you ever told yourself you're too busy to work out? Let's be honest, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So what's really stopping us from taking care of our health? Today we're cutting through the excuses and reigniting our fitness journeys. Welcome back to the Marcus Good Show. I appreciate everybody listening and watching. We've got some of them posted up on YouTube, and thanks for sharing it and getting the word out there. And like I said, if you like I always say, if you ever get any or value out of this, please share it, like it, rate it on the podcast on Apple, Spotify, anything like that. I would really appreciate it. So today we're going to talk about why you're not working out. And there's plenty of reasons, there's excuses, all sorts of things that we all go through on why we're not going to work out. I went through it. I went through a bunch of excuses. I didn't even start working out till sophomore year in college. So I was probably 20 before I started working out. 19, I think it was 19 when I first started working out. Never worked out in my life before. And then 19 in college, I started doing it. Really liked it. Really, it wasn't like CrossFit or anything. It was just the basic buys and tries, chest Monday, things like that. And I really enjoyed it. My goal was to get up to 185 pounds. I think I was started at probably 150 pounds. And I was just trying to put on muscle, eat healthy, reading books, Body for Life. That was a big one that helped me. And that was like one of the very first books out there that had like a 6-week challenge, had it all broken down, had the foods broke down by Bill Phillips. It was a really good book. It really teaches you a lot if you would follow it. But what I did is I got through college working out, and then I started partying real hard after that, and I'd work out every once in a while, and excuses came. I was hungover, just all these different excuses of I didn't have time. I was too busy partying. I wanted to go out with the girls. I wanted to go out and play, do different things. And the working out was here. And then as the priorities kept coming, changing, I kept lowering and lowering working out. And finally I became, drinking every night, going out partying, doing everything out in Austin that the nightlife would let you do, and got a beer gut and just terrible, terrible shape. And then my fiance at the time, right before we got married, I said we need to change our lives and get our life together and really focus on working out and changing our habits. And 2010 is when that happened. And so we did a boot camp for 6 weeks, and after that I started CrossFit and haven't looked back and stuck with it since 2024, so 14 years now. 14 years, and it's still a part of my lifestyle. And you got to remember, it's a lifestyle change, not a 6-week challenge change. You have to constantly be worrying about what you're eating, worry about what you're doing. You don't have to work out as much, but you still got to work out at least 3 times a week to maintain a physique that you're looking for. And I personally want a physique that takes a little bit more work to do. Like, I have to track my calories a lot stricter than most people, and I work out probably 6 to 7 times a week. Now, working out doesn't have to be just weights, doesn't have to be CrossFit. On Sundays I call my workout just a 5K walk with the dog. I'm just walking around. It takes about less than an hour. Walk around 3.1 miles. It's like perfect for our neighborhood, which is really nice. Thursdays I either do a 35-minute row, 35-minute run, or a 35-minute bike ride on the assault bike, just easy pace. So the other days are going to be working out, CrossFit, lifting weights, and things like that the other 5 days. So let's talk about why you are not working out, because back when I was doing it, I was partying too much. I had to work. I had to go chase the girls. I had all sorts of different other reasons to go do it. But let's talk about why you're probably not doing it. The 10 most common excuses for not exercising. 1 is a lack of time. But in the previous statement, I said we all have the same 24 hours, and I use it for myself. If I say I don't have time, it's because I didn't make it a priority high enough on my list to make it to the time that I did have. I personally wake up at 4:45 during the school year, 4:30, 4:45 to work out before my kids get up, so that way I do have the time to work out. I do try and go to bed about 9:30, especially when I get the kids in bed by 8. You see me crashing out. During the summer, get about 5, so it's about 15-minute difference. But it's a big difference when you have to be back in the house, ready to go, start making breakfast by 6 o'clock when the kids get up. The thing is, to make you have time instead of having a lack of time, you have to make it a priority, top 5 of your list to get it done. Everybody's got the same time. We can all get it. You have to sacrifice some sleep probably, but sacrificing some sleep for working out, it's going to pay off in the long run. Number 2, lack of energy. A lot of people say in the very beginning when they first start working out, they're just so tired. But the crazy thing about working out is the more you work out, the more energy you have. You will have more energy. I was talking with somebody at Aldi yesterday, and she was telling her boss that it's better for her to work out, or that they need to be able to get Wegovy or something to help kickstart their weight loss, because of the fact that if they start working out, they're going to have more energy to actually work on their job instead of sitting there eating Doritos, being lazy, like falling asleep at the chair, things like that. That's pretty extreme. But a lot of people still have to take naps. They want to come home. They're so tired from working because they eat bad. They're not working out. Their motivation's down. The the lack of just the lack of self-care is all down, and therefore you just don't have a lot of energy. But if you start working out, start eating the right foods, get off the fried food, get off the McDonald's, start eating whole foods like meat, rice, vegetables, things like that, and the right amount of portions, you're going to have a lot more energy. Number 3, lack of motivation. Motivation will get you started, but discipline is what's going to keep you going. And it's going to be a lack of motivation just to even get started, because of the fact that you are probably out of shape. You're probably 40, 50, 60, 100 pounds overweight. And just the thought of getting off the couch and going outside in the heat to go jog around the block is daunting. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so tired after this. This is going to be sweaty. I'm going to hurt. I'm not going to do it. And you just start tearing into yourself about why you're not going to get it done. So the lack of motivation is real when you're eating that kind of things. That's why a lot of times I tell people to, once they want to start on a weight loss journey, is start cutting out some of the foods that you're eating. Of course, eat less calories. Start changing the foods you're eating to a more whole, nutritious meals, and then start walking around the block. Don't even jog. Don't even lift weights. Try and go 200 meters and come back. Go 400 meters and come back. If your block's not that far, try and walk around the block 2 or 3 days a week. And once you get that first step going, the motivation's going to get there, because you're going to come back and be like, man, that wasn't so bad after about 30 minutes. If you're sweating you're done sweating, you're recovered. I could probably go a little further the next time. I think I'm going to try it. Number 4, boredom. A lot of people don't like running. I hate running. I personally hate running. I do it, but I hate running. I tell myself every day, you got to quit saying you hate running. You love running. You love running. You love running. But deep down inside me, it knows, my brain knows I'm lying to myself every time I say that. I'm just super bored on a run. I'd rather row or ride the bike, do heavy squats, CrossFit, anything but run. And especially when it's a mixture of CrossFit and running, it's bane in my existence. But anyways, like I said, I love working out. Boredom is really, if you really think about boredom is what gets you the results. Doing the same thing over and over and over, especially weightlifting, eating right, working, repetitive things, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You will do different things, but the basics of doing the same thing over and over are going to get you to where you need to go. Running a business, we all have to hire people. If you get bored of hiring people, you're not going to have anybody there. It's just going to be a failure. So you really have to think about, is this boredom, or is I'm just getting like tired of it? I guess that's kind of the same thing, but it's just more about, you need to change your motivation, or you need to change how disciplined you are to get over the boredom. Number 5, fear of injury. This one always gets me. People always say, well, I'm scared of getting hurt, or I'm scared of lifting heavy because I pulled my back one time, or I've gotten hurt in the past. I've done this different things. Like, you're going to get hurt sitting on the couch. You're going to get hurt stepping off the curb. I've seen so many people with a broken ankle or a broken piece off their foot just stepping off the curb sober, just walking down the street. You're going to get hurt no matter what. So you might as well have a healthier body by doing it. Having a healthier, stronger heart, having your blood pump better. Just, there's so many different benefits of working out and eating right that it outweighs the fear of being injured. Number 6, lack of knowledge. I get this, but there are so many YouTube channels out there. You can call a personal trainer. I would be happy to train anybody over through the internet, over the phone, anything. Like I have a couple clients right now that, I give them workouts every 6 weeks and they ask me questions and they knock it out. One guy's been with me a year and a half and he has been crushing it. And, when he first started out, he had all the same excuses. I don't have time. I don't have this. And we started out with 20 minutes of working out and he's up to about 30 to 35 minutes, about 3-4 days a week of working out. And that's perfect for him. And I'm super happy for him. But the fact is, he's working out. His arms are getting jacked. I mean, his arms almost looking better than mine. But it comes with getting over the boredom, getting over the fear of injury. And he used to tell me he's scared of getting hurt. I was like, he goes, if I get hurt, I can't do my job. Well, you have to be smart about what you're doing. And, he got me. I got to teach him some different things. But if you can't find something, you can always look on YouTube and find out how to actually do it. And then the other thing is you need to video yourself or get a mirror and stand in front of it if you have to, just so that way you're doing it right. 'Cause, I've hurt myself plenty of times, but we all recover. You do some stretches and relax. I still work out. Like my hip flexor's hurting right now. I'm still working out, just working through it. One thing that I forget who it was, but they said basically if you think you're hurt and you warm up and it goes away, you're not hurt anymore. Just keep going. It'll be sore later on, but keep going. Number 7, lack of knowledge. Oh no, I think we just talked about that one. Number 7, weather conditions. Weather conditions, a lot of people like to blame the weather conditions on, oh, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's going to rain, there's a cloud out there, it's going to storm, one little cloud. So many different things that they just making excuses for that. You can work out in your house. You can do push-ups. You can do squats. You can do lunges. You can get some 10-pound weights. There's all sorts of different things you can do in the house without having to worry about the weather conditions. And you don't even have to go to a gym. I work out in my garage. I do have a whole lot of equipment because I love working out. But you don't need a lot of equipment to get started working out. You just need to do some air squats or sitting down to the couch and standing up, a chair, sit down, stand up. You need to do some push-ups on the knees. You need to, get maybe some 10-pound weights, even some cans of beans or something, and just start curling them. All sorts of different ways to get started. You could just start walking in your house. You could get a treadmill. You get a Peloton, a stationary bike, get an air bike. You get a rower. You can get just a walking treadmill, just without the handles or anything. You just stand up and walk. All sorts of different things. The weather conditions are just an excuse that I look way past. I'll go out there. I work out every day. It'll be 95 degrees outside. I'm still working out. It'll be 30 degrees outside. I'm still working out. One thing with the cold weather, the body's amazing because of the fact that once you start working out and you start you'll have a sweatshirt on, you'll have sweatpants, gloves, and a hat, and you're just like barely moving. And once you get going, you're like, man, it's getting kind of warm. You throw the hat off. Next thing you know, you're throwing the sweatshirt off. Next thing you know, taking the sweatpants on, and all you got is shorts on. And you're like, why am I so hot? Even though it's still 30 degrees, but the body heats up so much that you're gonna start sweating in that environment that you're doing. It's an amazing. I love the feeling when that happens. But I will tell you, if you stay outside, you'll put your clothes on pretty fast. Within 10 minutes, you'll be cooled down. Number 8, financial constraints. A lot of people think they have to go to a gym. They have to pay for a personal trainer. They have to do this. They have to do that. You can do $10 a month at Planet Fitness or whatever one you like over there. But the real fact is, it doesn't cost you anything to work out. It costs you absolutely $0 to work out. Maybe if you want to do the internet, but everybody, you can figure out how to do a squat. You can figure out how to do a push-up, and you can figure out how to do a lunge. Those 3 things is almost a full body workout, and you don't need any money, and you don't need any help to try and do those. Will you do them right? Maybe, maybe not. But the fact is, you can work out without any kind of payment to somebody. So the financial constraints are not there. You can't use that excuse if you want to work out. If you want to get huge, yeah, you can use that. But a lot of times people say eating healthy is more expensive than eating trash. Technically, probably right, but in the long run, it's going to be a lot less money when you're older to eat healthy now than it is to eat trash now. And chicken breast and eggs is cheap right now. You can eat all chicken breast and all eggs and have a good diet. You can eat ground meat, all sorts of different things you can eat on the cheap. you just don't want to eat chicken breast all day long. It's just not good like that. Anyways, number 9, lack of results. This one hits a lot of people. My wife's gone through it. And being a gym owner from before, I would see that people get too caught up in the 6-week challenge, and the body doesn't change in 6 weeks, so they just give up, or the body's not changing within 2 weeks and they give up. And then you got to remember, this is a lifelong change. It's not a competition to where if I just train for 6 hours, I will be able to go run a 5K, and then once my 5K is done, that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Nutrition and fitness is lifelong. Like, you always have to keep going. You always have to keep doing it. There's no end result to it. So the lack of results is just because you have a picture in your head of a timeline that is not going to happen in the amount of time that you are allowing it to happen, that you want it to happen. Yes, you could. There are people that can lose a lot of weight in 6 weeks, but your body might not be one of those, or you might not be putting in enough time. You don't know what those people are doing. You don't know how much they're eating. You don't know how much they're working out. But for that, I would give myself a year. I told a guy that he wanted to come in and start working out, and he was like, I want to get a bigger chest, and he was kind of skinny. He's real skinny, so he's like, I want to get a chest so where it looks developed when I take my shirt off. He's like, how long do you think that would take? I said a year. He goes, oh man, I was hoping like maybe 3 months. I was like, no, probably a year. It's gonna take a while. And then he's been in the gym for 4 years now, and he's looking really good. But he's really glad that I told him it was gonna take a year just to even start seeing the results of what he was putting in. So I tell everybody a year, and my wife's finally coming to realization with that. It's not a quick fix. It takes time. You didn't put all the weight on. You didn't get out of shape within 6 weeks. You took years to get all that weight and get out of shape. And another one, number 10, is intimidation. Intimidation is a real factor, especially when you go into the gym by yourself, walking in there and seeing all those fit people. And if you're not going into like a CrossFit gym, even a CrossFit gym is super intimidating. I remember when I first walked in, they were doing the workout Cindy. It was 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats. And, they had their shirts off, and they're just going at it real fast. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? And I said, sign me up anyways, but I'm going to try it. And Kelly was like, you sure? And I was like, yeah, let's just do it. But my mindset was totally different. I was ready to do it. But if you see somebody like Kelly didn't want to work out but didn't know where to start, or, somebody that's 300 pounds that's been that way for years, walks into a gym, they're going to think everybody's going to make fun of them, that people are just going to, disrespect them and things like that. And that's really not what the gym is for. Like, if I saw somebody like that walk in, I'm going to ask them, like, what kind of help they need. Do you need anything? I even helped one person at a regular gym one time, and she got like super mad. Like, she was like, I can do it on my own. I said, okay, sorry about that. But that comes from a lot of like stereotypical people that are in the gym that just are egotistical, things like that. And CrossFit gyms, a lot of them aren't that way. Some of them are. But if you ever got around me in my gym, like, we were not that way. I think everybody needs to be working out. I don't care if you're 400 pounds. I don't care if you're 100 pounds. Like, we all need to be working out. So with that, the intimidation factor is real, but you have to break through that barrier and just go for it. Just step into it, step into the gym, go get some weights, start doing some squats. Yes, it's going to hurt tomorrow, but it's going to feel good in the long run. I promise you, it's going to make you feel better. You're going to get healthier. You're going to get some muscle on your body. It's going to look good, and you're going to feel good overall. And I really appreciate everybody listening. If you got any value out of this, definitely share it. Share with anybody that, if you hear anybody say, I don't have time, send them this video or send them this podcast. Let them listen to it, and I hope they really get some good information out of it. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. And definitely, I will see you on the next one. I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot. Bye.